Why bother raising your frequency? Because when you do, your life changes. Let's see how. Picture this: you're hosting a gathering at your home. People are vibing, everything is flowing, but after the party, you realize someone stole money you had hidden away. What's your first instinct? Anger? Frustration? Rage? You start pacing, breathing heavy, maybe yelling? Let's pause and ask, what does that energy actually do to you? Your emotions have power. They impact you spiritually and physically. Physically, emotions like anger, resentment, and fear release stress hormones that wear down your body. Spiritually, they lower your frequency, distort your signal, and pull you away from the Creator. Proverbs 14:30 says, "A heart at peace gives life to the body, but envy rots the bones." And the thief, he might be smiling, feeling good. He got away with it. Money in hand. It feels like a win. But is it? That kind of happiness is temporary, shallow, not rooted in peace or integrity. Underneath, there's guilt, fear, disconnection. That's a low vibration pretending to be joy. Proverbs 10:2 says, "Ill-gotten treasures have no lasting value, but righteousness delivers from death." So, what now? This is where spiritual law comes in. Some call it karma, others call it cause and effect, reaping and sowing. I like to call it the law of attraction because your internal vibration determines what you attract. So, for you, the one who was wronged, you had a choice: get upset and lower your vibration, or forgive and raise your frequency. You could have said, "Father, help that person. I ask that you guide him to a better path. Take this anger from my heart. I lay it before you with trust and humility." That's not weakness, that's wisdom. That's laying your ego on the altar. Romans 12:1 says, "Offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to Yahweh. This is your true and proper worship." And Romans 12:19 says, "Do not take revenge. It is mine to avenge. I will repay, says Yahweh." And because you didn't send out more negativity, you attract restoration. Your money, and maybe even more than what was taken, comes back. Why? Because you chose a higher path. Luke 6:38 says, "Give and it will be given to you. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." Now, back to the thief. Maybe he really needed the money. Bills due, kids hungry, life's hard. But the way he got it kept his vibration low. He didn't just steal money, he stole peace, he stole joy. And that means what he gained won't last. It'll slip away again and again until he chooses something higher. Ephesians 4:28 says, "Anyone who has been stealing must steal no longer, but must work, doing something useful with their own hands, that they may have something to share with those in need." Raising your frequency is a daily practice. It's about choosing love, peace, kindness, even when it's hard. That's why the Messiah taught love, because love lifts, heals, changes lives. Next time you're tempted to react with anger, spite, or revenge, see it as an opportunity to grow. Say, "Father, I lay this unto you as a living sacrifice. I do it to be closer to you." Cry if you have to, not because of the situation, but because it hurts to deny the ego. That's spiritual strength. Luke 9:23 says, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me." This is what the Messiah meant in Matthew 26:52. When they came to arrest him, Peter pulled out a sword and cut off a man's ear. But Yahusha said, "Put your sword back in its place, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword." In other words, violence, revenge, anger only lead to more of the same because it's all about what you're tuned into. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's frequency control. It's understanding someone else chose a low vibration, but you won't follow them because you chose to have a better life closer to the Creator. Now, what about when you mess up? When you give in to impulse? We tend to say sorry and move on. But true repentance isn't just saying sorry, it's changing your actions, a vibrational shift. Second Corinthians 7:10 says, "The Creator's sorrow brings repentance that leads to salvation and leaves no regret. But worldly sorrow brings death." It's not about feeling bad, it's about understanding. Understanding will lead to a change within you, which will then lead to life. So keep practicing, keep choosing the high road, live consciously, align with the Most High, and your frequency will rise, and so will your life. You'll attract better people, better opportunities, more peace, not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. James 4:8 says, "Draw near to Yahweh, and he will draw near to you." That's resonance. I pray you grow, and as you grow, you'll get better. You'll master high frequency living, you'll shine, and your life will reflect the love you've chosen. See ya.